King's Gambit is a very entertaining system to play, and a lot of players use it in order to attack successfully and fast. I'm creating this series of videos actually here to explain a little more about this King's Gambit, the entertaining opening. Black has a lot of choice here. In previous video we checked about knight to c6. Here we can briefly check this one, and after this we are going to discuss about bishop to c5. Another interesting choice. d6, it's a little passive, to be honest. Actually, I don't really prefer that one to reply with d6 against the King's Gambit, and here white has a lot of choices, something like d3 as many players played here, or bishop to c4, another variation, and after this we can develop the knight, d3, and after this opening moves you can see actually the evaluation of the computer below of me, and here after knight to g5 white has some initiative. Computer said that black is tiny better after many moves like d5 or bishop g4. The game is Nakamura Han, and Nakamura managed to win this game in 2012. By the way, I'm very happy to give you all the PGN files of this King's Gambit and all of the files from e45. You would like to get them? Now let's check how you can do that. How to find the PGN files. This is the starting position on my website, and you can see this option register. You can register for free. Then you can log in and new item will appear, profile. Please click it and you're going to see this page. Scroll down and click in your favorite opening line. Click it and then you're going to see the lessons inside. Here you can read a separate article and then you can start reading, study the lessons one after the other. The lessons are different, and then you can download the PGN files on your computer by clicking here. A new window will appear, and by clicking that one, download, you will get your files. So Hikaru had some initiative here. He managed to win this game, and we have some problems developing this bishop actually. So this is the first line here. After this you can play knight f3, we can develop like this. This is another system actually, we can develop our pieces like that, and now white here didn't play h3 or something, allowed that knight d4, so we have some pin on f3 right now, and after this black managed to destroy a little bit the structure on the king's side. This is not the end of the world, it's just a line, but white can avoid completely this one, and white's idea is to recapture with a pawn, put the king here and create an attack against the enemy king. But I don't really like this system because our bishop on e7 is a little passive, isn't it? So for that reason, more normal option is this decline gambit. Chess openings are extremely important, and especially if you play blitz games. Do you struggle with them? No more! We have a specific and very simple solution for you. Asaf Givon and Angelo Keseris created the Chess Course, the best 10 aggressive and blitz-friendly openings. Follow the link below and grab your gift today. So the next line that we are going to examine is bishop to c5. It is the decline gambit, and obviously white here cannot really capture on e5. This is the first thing that you should check actually. This is losing because we open up our king side position, this pawn is missing, and after this deadly check we can say you don't have a lot of options. This is one move, and after this we have the very typical double attack against the king and the rook, so we're going to win the game. Black here played that one, and white has other options. This is dubious actually, because you can develop there, and after this we can put the bishop back, and black can gain a lot of time actually by attacking the queen. Here we can castle, this pawn is vulnerable, and here white will have problems to successfully develop his pieces, and this e4 is little weak. I have a game there, you can check it later. By the way, I'm giving you the PGN files and a lot of games there in order to study, and you can feel comfortable that and secure confidence that you're going to know all the variations by heart. This is the most natural move, let's say, and now black has some options. One of them is d6 and another one is knight to c6. This is a little tricky, but it can transpose to Vienna after these moves, for example, not exactly to Vienna this one, but we can gambit like this. You can see a crazy game here, and this is the King's Gambit. We can see a lot of crazy lines like this one. You should be prepared with the white pieces, and after this we have a very interesting moment here. I thought about this move actually, and white here played this nice looking move d7. If the queen takes that pawn, then we can take the knight, so on e5, and the knight from e5 can attack the queen. The king is not going to take, obviously. The knight from there can maybe take here, and white after knight e takes d7, as the computer suggests. Maybe we have queen e3, try to unpin ourselves, and the idea behind d7 actually is to destroy a little bit black's coordination. The king should not take it, obviously. He went here, maybe black lost his way a little bit, and after this he just sacrificed the queen for some pieces, and here it has a winning advantage, and he managed to win this game later. Amazing game. By the way, amazing game to play with a white. So after a knight to c6, it's something that you should keep in mind, and maybe the best is, as computer suggests, maybe you can take on e5 with your knight, or you can play bishop to c4, developing your pieces like this. And now we have a transposition to Vienna, something like Vienna, because we developed everything. You can play d3 later, and you have more space in the king side. I have another game there that you can check, and again white won that game. Let's go back. Knight f6 is one option, and another one is d6. And here we have some options as well, and now we have a lot of transpositions to Vienna opening. This is Vienna tabia. We can develop the piece like this, and after that we can play the move d3. I have actually other videos about the Vienna, and you can check it later. And the main line that I'd like to show you here, again we have transposition to Vienna. I'm going to give you these files, and this is the main line that I'd like to show you. And here white should play the move c3. It is a very challenging move actually, if we can transpose from Vienna, not developing the knight on c3. This is the key difference. And after c3 we would like to claim the center with the move d4. And black should be careful here actually, because he should know what he's doing. We have a lot of options like queen e7, bishop d6. I analyze all of these moves actually to you. You can get them on the PGN file completely free. You can register on my website and do that. And we have bishop to g4. This is another option. And now we have d4. He can take, and now he should go back probably. Check is another option. And after this maybe we have exchanged some pieces. And still white has this fantastic center, and I don't really believe on this exchange, because we just exchanged a bishop that it was locked behind the pawns, and the bishop on b6 maybe he can create some problems in the king side, in this diagonal actually. But by exchanging this, white has a file here. He cannot really attack right now, but it has an open file, right? He solved this developing problems, this confusion with his pieces. He can easily develop his rook there, the bishop there, for example, and play e5 in the right moment. As you can see, computer suggests that white is a little better here, but it's not the end of the world. Bishop to b6, so it's the most natural way. And after e5 we can take. He should keep the queens on the board. He has very advanced pawns actually, but we have some squares to go around. Knight to d5 is very nice square, so white should not be hurried to push this pawn forward. He can develop here. And now during the game black player played that move, knight to c6, and I don't really like it, because black pieces are not very stable, as you can see. Better was to play bishop to e6. We have a rock solid position. We're going to castle, queen d7 for example. Here he's attacking us, queen d7, and now c6. You can see we have a very nice position. We can develop the knight later somehow, maybe kick a little bit the bishop, castling here. It looks a nice and very playable position, because all of our pieces are nicely placed in the center of the board. But during the game happened this move, and now we have that. What to do now? He played f6, and you can see the trouble started. What to do? To put the queen on d7, the bishop is on c8. So you should, for that reason, you should care about all of your pieces. And after this he captured here, he played that move. Our king is not extremely safe. He's attacking the knight, the level of the danger. He's attacking our bishop here on g5, but we're attacking the knight. and he cannot really take on c3, right? We can take with a pawn, and then we will have a very, very strong attack. Maybe I can add this variation. We can take here, and if you just take that one, castling is so strong. And you see, we sacrifice the piece with the white pieces, but this king is extremely poor, right? Where he's going to hide his king, he's behind on development, his pieces are stacked. Now he has a wall here, the bishop is not helping, and here white has the upper hand. Let's say that they have attack here. Let's go back. For that reason he didn't capture there. Maybe here he's pinning the bishop, the king went in that square. Again, he didn't have time to capture the bishop on g5, as you can see, and this is how rapidly the white can develop his attack. And after this, queen there, castling. This is the first thing that came to my mind, short castle. Long castle is also okay, but after this white is clearly better, and he managed to win that game. So e5, it's an interesting option actually. Black should know what to do, but after this, there we can maybe castle, and white of course has a lot of options. c5 again is interesting, bishop e2 is interesting, bishop d3 happened during some games. It's little more popular comparing to other lines, and now black has this option to play c5 to liberate his bishop somehow. You can see if this happened, the bishop will be open. If d5, maybe we have ideas like c5, c4, and it's very interesting. Knight there, and after this he played that one, bishop e2, rook e8, try to do against something against the center. And after this again we have the g file open to attack, and white has some initiative here. Queen e2 for example. Queen d3 wasn't the best during the game because he played c5, and after these exchanges he managed to exchange some pieces. It's not the end of the world, but black has some counterplay. But even better was this move queen e2, because after c5 now c4 is not with the tempo, we're protecting everything, and white is better here. So this is all about this decline variation with bishop on the second move, bishop to c5. One friend of mine liked it a lot. I don't really personally like it, but you can learn from this one. And if you would like to improve your openings, then I have a cool solution for you. If you would like to get attacking positions in every opening, then I suggest you this amazing course, 10 aggressive openings, blitz friendly. And here I'd like to show you the lessons inside the website. If you are logged in, then you are going to see this new menu profile. If you click it, you are going to see this page, and then you can click here my lessons. From this one you can see your available lessons, and if you scroll down you can click here 10 aggressive openings with Asaf Givon. With this fantastic author we create together the lessons, and you can see here one lesson after the other. You can see typical mistakes, after that how to start the game correctly, the best 10 moves, then you can see what are the aggressive openings, and then you are going to learn one lesson after the other. We have a lot of lessons there, and you can create a very solid and strong repertoire with white and black. And here you can see two of the free lessons that I already published them on YouTube. And last but not least, here you can download the PGN theory on your website. You can download the practice, the PGN files. You can see all of the games online on my website, or if you click here on practice PDF, then you can see the exercises in the PDF format, and you will be available to download this as well. You can set up these positions. You have a lot of interesting examples in each position from every single opening. I suggest you this fantastic course in order to start correctly in every single opening. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.